Well, good morning, everyone. Okay, I want to get to some very important, just quick subject right here on Stack and Sell. And even if you're brand new, you just joined, or you've been in the business for a year, or less than a year, or 2 years, or 3 years, or 4 years, or like a couple of us here on the call this morning, 5 years. I've been in 5 years, and in November 16th of 2021 was 5 years with 7K for me. And you're going to understand, I'm going to do just this little quick section here, but I'm going to do another training that's going to tie everything in, and you want to make sure you're able to watch that too. But here, I want to talk about why you want to have your Stack and Sell up and up and running. And every time you get a product, you take that product and with your phone, you scan it. It's a lot easier than scanning it on the website on your computer. It just scans a lot faster and a lot easier. And when you need to set up your account, of course, if you already got your account set up, you just log in with your credentials that you set up when you set up your account. It comes 7K membership. And yes, this is a separate entity from 7K, just like Sound Money Wallet is a separate entity, but it's all part of your 7K Metals membership. Okay, so if you'll notice, you're going to have your stack in here, but what you want to understand in your stack, and I'm going to try and get to where I can see everything, is I'm going to go to dashboard because that's the subject I want to talk about. So if you'll look over my 5 years, I have purchased 496 individual products in my stack, and I paid 7K, $71,660 for them. But I tell people all the time that had it not been for 7K, I wouldn't have probably bought these products, and I wouldn't have this type of value had I not been in 7K. Now, what's the great thing about this, look at that, that's a 42% return. So when we say that, why do you buy the graded products, the numismatic products? We buy them because they gain value faster than bullion in most instances over time. And we want to, just like in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, annuity, all those things, you want to be diversified. And so here is diversification. We buy bullion, gold and silver bullion, American Eagles, Canadian Maple Leafs, or whatever, Britannicas, Kangaroos, Cougarans. We buy that for our insurance to protect our wealth, just like banks, governments, and things like that. Now, we buy the numismatic coin because that's our diversification. We buy a little of that versus what we buy in bullion relative to our net worth. Okay, so you want to collect assets. That's bullion. That's the thing that protects your asset, protects that long-term savings, protects your retirement, protects what you have worked hard for. Okay, that's bullion. So what we're going to do is, I would have never had this. Now, Delton joined me, Delton and Cindy in Arkansas, joined me the second day that I was in the business, just with a phone call. And they have likewise built up a collection and has and I'll let Delton speak for himself, built up a collection that he would have never had. For years, they've been married for many years, and they really didn't have a saving. Every time they saved, they'd have to spend it on whatever. But these products, we don't want to spend too much, and we'll have to liquidate them. Now, we have a method now to stack and sell with our marketplace. If we want to liquidate them, we can. And we don't even have to interact with the buyer. And that's a beautiful thing. It's just like real estate. You want to list the house, you hire a realtor, they put it up, they list it, they bring the clients in, they bring you a contract. Well, that's what Stack and Sell does. Okay. They have the back end where people are buying, either members in 7K, or in the future, it's going to be more and more the whole wide world will be able to buy products from us, and we're the only one with them. So when we got products that are only 500 in the entire world, you're going to see big differences in the future here. Okay. Now, I haven't sold any of my products, and I don't intend to sell any of them right now. Now, I know some people are engaging in the buying and selling, and that's fine. But let's take a look at just a couple of the products in the market. I can look at them in my stack, and let's look at Liberty. Let's see if we can find up Lady Liberty. There we go. Okay, we got a few Liberties. Okay, here's a 5 ounce, the 2 ounce, and the 1 ounce, and the gold. Okay, pretty cool. That'd be a complete set. Right now, Stack and Sell doesn't do sets, but let's just kind of look at this product right here, and we'll take a look. And it says the market value is 586, but yet the lowest price that one is for sale is 675. So that's a result of the last 6 months average for what they have sold. So when I say that 7K Stack and Sell is a conservative estimate of true market value, I really mean it's an ultra conservative. It's worth your collection is worth in the real market actually a lot more than that stated figure in Stack and Sell. Now, the next one, only one of them, by the way, is for sale for 675. When that one's sold, guess what it is? It's 699 and 700. Okay. Well, let's go back to that screen. Let's take. I gotta do it again. Liberty. I wish we could go back pretty easy, and I gotta learn how to spell correctly. There we go. That was the 1 ounce, by the way. Now we paid $1.99 for that coin. Isn't that amazing? $1.99, and look what it's selling for. Basically $700. That's pretty cool, and that's just a little more than a year ago. Let's look at that 2 ounce right here. Whoa, we paid $2.99 for that one. The market value is $14.38, but not really. If you want one, you're gonna have to pay $1,750 because only one is for sale in the whole wide world right now. So if you want one, I mean, if you were fortunate enough to get one of the last that 7K had on their coin drop Friday, and they went like that, nanoseconds, gone. About 100 of them, gone for 500 and something. whatever the market price was, $5.79. Well, we paid $1.99. That's an advantage of being a member of 7K. So learning how to share this, over time, people might not see it the first time you show it. People not understand, but a year from now, 2 years from now, if you keep talking about the same thing, you keep showing the same coins, people understand. In fact, Delton had people that had joined him in the beginning, and they all quit. They all dropped out. Not all of them, but quite a few. And then guess what? Many of them came back and are now still part of his team. Okay, Delton Cindy. Wow. Now, I'm going to go back to the marketplace again. Oh, it still doesn't bring up my, I have to do the search if I want to get them. And so that we did the 2 ounce. Let's do the 5 ounces brand new. We just bought that weeks ago, the 5 ounce. Okay. Now we paid, gee whiz, I'd have to look at it. It's there in mine. If I'm not mistaken, I think we paid $7.99 for it, or $5.99, one or two. I can't remember right now. Market value is $9.96. But if you want one, you're going to pay $1,075. But that's a good price. This is not. This has got less of these in the world than that 1 ounce or that 2 ounce. But the market hasn't realized its rarity yet, nor have they realized the power of sets, because sets are even more rare. And that's when 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, we're going to take a quick look at that goal. And that is a excellent price when you're considering you need a complete set, okay, of the Miles Standish Liberty coins, okay. 175, not bad, okay. Only 5,000 of these were minted. So now this is the highest mint production of any of the Lady Liberty coins, because understanding these things are things that you'll learn in time, but that's what you want to know, and you'll pick that up, your whole story. You can go into history of it on your 7ktoday.com website. So never forget about 7ktoday.com. You can click on your coin collections, you can read it, and you can also go back to vault reports, and I'm going to talk about vault reports and past issues for a reason, okay? Because I want you to even go further back, okay? When we talk about the subject that I'm talking about today, right? And you'll relate that in a second. Well, these are sets. This one right here, the 1 ounce, there's only 1,886 of those. 1886 is when France, the year, donated this Statue of Liberty to the United States. There's only 1,028 of the 2 ounce. That was that means October 10/28. Okay, 10/28, October 28, 1886. is when the Statue of Liberty was given. And so there's only 1,028 of the 2-ounce coins. Oh, the 5-ounce coin. Now, I want you to look that one up because I want you to go and find out where it's at. I want you to look up the mintage and see how many of them are minted. But it is the least of all of these coins. And this one is 5,000, the gold. So that's why its price is going to take longer to increase. But where it becomes very valuable is in a complete set, because that'd be the easiest coin to make a set. What's the hardest coin to make a set? The 5-ounce. So watch the value of that one as time goes by relative to the other 2 coins in that silver set. Okay. So Delton, I'd like you to unmute, and I'm going to try and ask you to unmute. I would like for you to unmute. There you go. And Delton, you and Cindy joined me. That's the following day, and you're working still a full-time job, correct?
Yes, sir. 60 hours a week.
60 hours a week. But Delton, over that period of time, it was a little rough in the beginning to be able to do some of the things I asked y'all to do. I said, don't spend the money you're making, right? I said, keep it into your account, right?
Right.
That's going to pay for your products. It's going to keep your business open, because you need to buy that product to be able to be qualified to make a check, right?
That's right. That kept our family pack alive.
And that takes sacrifice, doesn't it?
Yeah,
You have to
sometimes it really does.
It really does. But in the long run, I know I teach people to keep a year's worth of their cash balance so they can buy their autosaver once a month, just in case something drastic happens. And that way, one's in a hospital, one's sick, one's whatever. That way their business can keep going. And before this silver shortage, I used to teach people buy 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 silver bullion coins at least every month, so we can dollar. Hey, and Delton, you know, when we were back then, we could buy some maple leaves and Britannicas for $16.
Yes, I remember that. I got some.
We bought an American Eagle for like $17.
Yes.
Well, now, and we
I got
buying.
I got a monster box at that price.
Exactly. And so, what did you pay for your monster box?
$9,500.
$9,500. I remember, and I paid $8,200 for mine.
Well, you was ahead of them.
I was ahead of it. Well, you were accumulating money. The price went up on you over that time. So Delton, you've only been able to do this very, very limited part-time, and it was a struggle, and I know that. But let's go 5 years. I just kind of showed what my collection is. What tell us about your collection, what you and Cindy have been able to amass, and how much you spend, and what its current market value per StacknSell is.
Well, Cindy and I, we never did deal with these collectibles till you came along, and then we got started with the auto saver, and we never have missed our auto saver. And thank God we didn't, because it has accumulated us savings that we never would have had. Right now, we've got 265 coins in our StacknSell. And these are the gradable coins. This is not counting all of them. That's about 95% of our coins. And it cost us 33,000. Our value right now is almost 45,000. But the key to that is, even if it was 3,000, I wouldn't even have had that. You know, if it hadn't have been for me putting it aside and us making sure that we did it every single month and not let it get by us without doing it every month. And we just have to, you have to set your mindset that you're going to do it, period. It's going to happen. So,
Yeah,
and
even when you're not making checks, huh, Delton?
exactly, you've got to do it. If you don't, if you ever start slipping, it's too easy then. You know, if you'll keep it up, you'll be so glad you did. So
Well,
we are.
Delton, let me ask you another question, because I know the checks didn't come quick. In fact, it took a while to get that very first check. But
Yeah.
but look, you've been in 5 years now, and now I know you're making regular checks. I mean, very consistent. But that cost you 33,000. But have you made more in commissions than 33,000?
Yes, I think so.
Okay,
And
so what we're saying then is that your commissions bought this, so you earned it instead of paying for it.
exactly, our checks now is buying all of our coin of the month, plus a few of these extra coins like the Liberty and stuff like that. And
And bullion.
bullion.
And bullion, because
Yeah,
not only that, when you consider you're working 60, 70-hour weeks, you've got 1099 tax benefits.
we're
So
work we're
so
working on
that
that right now, and
that
Uncle Sam's gonna buy us some more.
that bought you a lot of that 33,000, didn't it?
Yes, sir, because I'm in a pretty high tax bracket at work.
And
And
so
so
it
what they
didn't.
take out of my check, 7K allows me to get some of that back.
There you go. And so the whole key here is that you were able to accumulate wealth, getting 1099 tax benefits to help pay for it, if not pay for it fully,
Yes,
get an extra stream of cash flow coming in so you could buy bullion and other products to protect your wealth and your future's retirement. And in addition to that, you were working on a long-term residual income that you could have after you retire.
yes, sir.
And
That's a lot of benefits.
you are getting pretty close to that 500 every week. You hit a check just about every week. It's either 250, 500, or 1,000. You hit a check pretty close to every week now, don't you?
Yes, sir. So there, occasionally we skip, but not too often.
That's right. So, and the thing I'm going to wrap up in this, and the training I'm going to do, I'm going to relate a lot of what we said here. And what I want is everybody to understand that if you don't work for it, you don't try, you don't persist, you don't do the things that Delton and Cindy did, that we've done, that everyone else that's done in this business that succeeded so far, these are the things that you must do to succeed. You can't find excuses. If you find excuses, it'll never work for you. And you've got a support group, because when you need someone, you've got your sponsor, you've got your sponsor, your sponsor. You've got upline bronzes, silvers, golds, that are there to help and support when you need that help and support. And sometimes it just may be mentally, okay? We all need that. And that's why that support group is there. I know we have done that on several occasions with either Cindy and I, or you and I and Cindy, or you and I, but uh, uh, that's what it's all about in Delton. It's
Oh,
people
no.
helping people.
Yes, and Bob, you have been such a so much help to us. And like you said a while ago, that you didn't particularly get in it to make the millions. You wanted to help people. Well, let me tell you, sir, you have accomplished that.
Well, I appreciate that, Delton. Y'all are great friends. And in fact, Pamela and Cindy went to high school together. So
Yeah.
we've known each other for a while. Hey, thank you, Delton. I really appreciate you coming in and sharing a little bit of your story. And if you'll mute yourself again, I'm gonna wrap this up. What I'd like to do is everyone, you need to also get other people's stories, because you may not have your own if you're just beginning. You may be just putting in one or two or three of your stack into it. But what I'm trying to tell everyone, if you haven't done it, do it. And if you're new, get in the habit of scanning it. As soon as you open that FedEx bag, unwrap that thing, get it scanned in, because it's real easy to do. Just go to the website, log in on your phone, and then hit that little choice to scan, and you can scan that sucker. And I finally got about 98% of mine rated products scanned. I don't have them quite all yet. And then I come to find out we got all these extra things that we've been buying, unique, rare coins, but they're not rated, you know. and well, so one day we're going to figure out how that goes. But what I want you to do is go to 7K today, and here's where you're going to get some of your other stories. Is I want you to go some of these past vault reports. Let's just pick one. Go way back, because in the vault reports there will be a lot of stories and testimonies. I hadn't picked anything out. You'd have to look through, but you'll have some testimonies. I want you to read people's testimonies. They wrote these, sent them into the company. These are people just like you and I. Here's Wayne, by the way, who we spun our first executive goal. But what you're going to do, you're going to find some of these in the past collections of the vault reports. You're going to find pictures of people with their collection. You're going to hear them talk about, they've been in 2 years, hadn't even made a check. But here's this vast collection of accumulated wealth, where they accumulated wealth, got 1099 tax benefits, and they would have never, ever had that in their lives had they not been part of 7K. And that's part of what the auto saver does. It compels us to do what we should do, and it puts it on automatic. And this is one of the main points that you want to communicate. This is why many people end up at retirement. They have no retirement, or they don't have enough, and they end up where? On the streets. Because the government prints up more paper. And what they thought they had enough to retire on, they don't. This is more than just a safety factor. And we've got the mechanisms, and they have learned them over time, how to liquidate it when they need to liquidate it. So we've got a complete system here for everyone. And then I want you to go to, I'm going to stop sharing that screen. I'm going to share another screen. I want you to go to your PDF or your PowerPoint. It's in your Wealth Strategies presentation. If you go to your back office, log in, go to links, go to Wealth Strategies, and then you will be able to get the PDF, which I've got right here, and you're going to see in the PDF about Stack and Sell, but you're going to also get some testimonies. If I can find them, of Chris Latin, and that's of the trip. Let me go back further. So I want you to see this. So I may have to scroll a little. There we go. There's Chris Latin Sr. There's his stack. Okay. And Chris is a Black Hawk helicopter pilot trainer. He was, that's what he does working for the military now. He had did his service for years, retired, and now teaches that. That's his full-time job. Well, he almost didn't do 7K because he had tried a couple of network marketing companies in the past. And when he said, oh, well, that's one of those networking companies, he almost didn't really look, but it was gold and silver. And he knew he had an interest in buying some silver, and he needed to have it. So he looked, he investigated, and he joined just to get the gold and silver bullion at member direct pricing. And he told his son about it, his oldest son, and his son got in, and his son made a check before he did. Well, that said, oh, well, this is something different. It's not like those other ones where all the people at the top make all the money. My son made a check before I did. So he then further investigated. Now he was running two businesses, a car detailing and a lawn service business, in addition to his teaching Black Hawk helicopter pilots, which that's done at night. They do night flying. Okay. And so here he is, he became a silver, and he and his whole family is involved with 7K now. We see him on the event, and he talks all the time about his stack, okay, which he would have never had. And oh, by the way, it wasn't even a year where he sold his lawn service business and his auto detailing, because that took up so much time, whereas he has now more time freedom, and he earns more income with 7K than he did in both of those side businesses. And Eddie Spears, this is his stack. Learn their stories, show their pictures, and talk about your stack. We talk about Delton stack, and we can talk about a young lady that sent her story in. I included in one of my package and some of the little written stories she emailed, that she was in for 2 years, never made a check, but she bought her auto saver every month. And she said, and all of her brothers, sisters, they're all disabled and have disability income, and she's disabled, but she would have never had this savings. Just her accumulation of her stack is that something that just that is the thing that compels her and keeps her in the business. And I'm going to have the rest of the story on my detailed training that I'm going to put together, where I put together many of the facets of why you want to use this testimony, this with people that you have in the business. And since, we talked about income, we talked about earnings. There's one thing that I've always got to do with 7K now, And that's and I enjoy doing it. I really do. Because when we compare our comp plan that you can make $500 a week for the rest of your life, and our lowest check, well, it's $250 because that's half of a 500, but our lowest check is 500, 500 on the left, 500 on the right, points. And all you have to do is sponsor one person on your left, one person on your right. That's it. And you could make a $500 check per week for the rest of your life if the points are coming up. Okay, it doesn't mean you qualify and you're going to get a $500 check. It means you are starting something that is going to last in time and develop, just like Cindy and Delton's did and is doing. Well, I need to show our income disclosure statement, and I really like doing that. I really like showing that because it really shows the averages that people are making and, the median. And when you compare this with other network marketing companies, you really understand the difference. And that's why you'll tie in to my training on how this compares to other network marketing companies, how our comp plan. Why is it that so many people here that never made incomes with other network marketing companies are making incomes here today, and the product is gold and silver? It's not lotions, potions, pills, nasty tasting juices, powders, shakes, whatever. This is something that is going to protect your wealth. It gives you knowledge, gives you information, and you constantly compound and build on that. So thank you for your time and attention. I hope this was invaluable to you in your 7K business. And I'm going to take some question and answers.